In this video, I'm going to break down the exact referral strategy I used when I got into business 10 years ago that has helped me consistently close high ticket clients even to this day. And the best part is you don't need to use social media or rely on complicated tech to do this. And I guarantee you, if you stick around with me to the end of this video, your revenue and clientele will dramatically increase because you're going to be using this strategy in a way that most business owners don't. So let's dig in. Now, I think it's safe to say if you hear the word referral, chances are you might be thinking, I don't remember the last time I got a referral, or I got a referral a couple months ago, or it'd be nice if I got more referrals. There's so many instances in which business owners leave referrals up to chance, and they don't think about how they can consistently receive referrals in a systematic way. Because if you think back to the last referral that you got that ended up working with you, chances are they were an ideal client. Chances are they were amazing to work with. And that's because they came to you already warmed up and excited to have a conversation with you. And so why leave something like that up to chance? Now, what I want to break down are 3 ways that you could start using a system to get more referrals. And I'm going to talk through how that can help you bring more high ticket clients into your business. So, firstly, what you want to think about is, who am I getting referrals from? So, step number 1 is, who are you collaborating with? Now, let's say you're a chiropractor and your ideal client is a menopausal woman and you're helping her navigate, the ups and downs of menopause. Well, think, who else is that woman in front of? She's probably in front of a dietitian. She's probably in front of a financial advisor. She's probably in front of her therapist, perhaps. So if you think about, who is this woman speaking to, and how can I build relationships with those people so I can get in front of more women who are going through menopause? That's one part of it. But the second part of it is the nuanced part. That's really going to be the difference between you getting referrals to the types of clients you want versus the types of clients that probably aren't a fit for you. And that is, do they have a community? Do they have a community of clients that they can refer to you? So, for example, do they have clients themselves? Or do they have a literal community, whether that's a private group on an online platform, whether that's a podcast that they have, whether it's a YouTube channel that they run? Do they have a community of people following them, whether they're paid clients or just followers? So often what I see business owners do with this first step is they just like collaborating with other people. They just like building relationships with other people. And so they build relationships with people who could theoretically be ideal referral partners, but they're either at the same level or they're like 2 levels below in terms of where they are as far as, their own business growth. And so really think through, if I'm building a group of collaborators to be around me who could send me referrals systematically, am I being smart about who I'm connecting with? Do these people have the community that I need to grow my business and get the right kind of referral? So really think through who they're in front of, beyond just, do I like this person and do we get along and could we send each other referrals? All right, so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is nurture the relationship. And this is important because in many instances, you have to think about the context in which a referral is created. It's through trust. It's through, I believe that if I'm going to send someone from my world, whether it's a client or a loyal follower, if I'm going to connect them with somebody else, I better believe in that other person and I better trust that other person, because I don't want the people I'm referring to come back to me and say, I didn't like that person, or I don't know them. So it's really important that you start to build that relationship with your referral partner in a way that is going to make you seem like an actual person and not just someone who just comes to the table whenever they want a sale. So here's what that can look like. Think about what your collaborator, your referral partner collaborator, is doing in their business. Maybe they're writing a book. Maybe they have a podcast. Maybe they have a YouTube channel. What are they creating and what are they trying to release into the world consistently? That's how you can help them. So if they're writing a book, for example, you could be the first one to shout out their book on social media. You could give copies to your clients. You could leave a really positive review. You could offer to write the foreword if it makes sense. So you want to think about, how can I help this person that I'm looking to collaborate with and get referrals from and refer to myself? How can I help them with what they're creating in their business? And I guarantee you, if you start behaving this way, how can I first think about how I can help this other person, you're going to be top of mind. And more importantly, you're going to receive some trusted referrals because that person sees, wow, Jessica's not just in it for the sale, or I don't only hear from Jessica when she wants a sale, or, oh, I feel like Jessica truly understands me and what I'm trying to do. And therefore, I'm going to be more likely to think of her and refer to her when someone mentions a need for her service. So that's number 2, nurture the relationship. And number 3, you have to ask. You cannot assume that someone is just going to think of you randomly on a Tuesday and say, hey, how can I send Jessica a referral? Or, hey, who of my clientele needs to be referred to Jessica? It could happen that way, but the likelihood of it happening that way just isn't the case. So you have to ask, and I'll show you what that could look like. So years ago, when I first got started in business, I was an online course creator and I loved collaborating with business coaches. And I had this really great relationship with this one business coach who helped her clients with their sales in particular. And I knew, it's like, well, listen, I know her clients are trying to make more money, right? If they're working with her, they want to make more money. So how can I, as an online course creator, help them do that? Well, if you have an online course and you are speaking or you're doing webinars or you're trying to scale your business or you want to host, the course on their website, those are all ways that they can make more money. So I reached out to my business coach friend and I just said, hey, how can we create a win-win here so that we can get more clients and help each other's businesses grow? And the opportunity we created, this is just one way of asking, by the way. The opportunity we created was a scenario where I went in and did a free training, a free teaching training to her client group. And then she came into my client group and did the exact same thing. And we just did workshops to each other's communities. On me to her group, I spoke about, here's 3 easy ways to get an online course off the ground so you can start making more money. And then she came into my client group and talked about how to create more sales, or how to increase, your close rate on sales calls. And it was such a win-win because, one, we looked like rock stars having an expert come in and teach the client group about the topic. Because we were in a place of service and said, hey, I know you guys need help with this. Welcome my friend. She's going to talk about this. But also, we started becoming trusted partners because the second I went into that business coach's group, all of a sudden that coach's client group thought, wow, Jessica is clearly an expert. Clearly my coach trusts her enough to come in and talk about this. And one of her clients booked a sales call with me, and we ended up working together for over 3 years. But it started as a high ticket. Like, I went in and I built her online course. It was over $10,000 worth of work. And I didn't have to post on social media. I didn't have to create some complicated funnel to do that. I first did the first few steps. I figured out, who do I want to collaborate with? Do they have a community? I nurtured the relationship with this business coach. And more importantly, I asked. I didn't just assume that this coach would think of me and send clients to me. And so that's how you start really thinking about using referrals as a system. And I use that. I still, to this day, like, referrals are such an important part of my business that even though I've graduated into more complicated strategies of finding clients, that is still a cornerstone of how, to this day, I still get some of the most high paying clients, is because it's built on trust. And finally, I'm going to add a little bonus in here. The bonus is, if you really want to start getting referrals to, like, the creme de la creme type clients, high ticket clients, like the clients who are very easy, they're an easy yes, they're excited to work with you, you've really got to know your stuff. And this sounds so obvious, but especially if you're newer in business, you want to think about, what have I done to invest in my craft? What have I done to invest in my skill set? Have I gotten clients results? Have I gotten clients results in a way that's repeated and trustworthy, so that if someone was going to refer to me, they know that I'm going to do well by them and their referral? So if you're newer, you might not get these high ticket clients right away, but this bonus tip I'm sharing with you, because this is something you could start working on right away. How can I start getting people results? How can I show that I can get results? How can I show that I am trusted and that I can have a really solid reputation so that someone trusts me with their high ticket clients? So start using that, and I guarantee you, if you implement that, even just starting this week after watching this video, you're going to see a shift in how, not only the frequency of the referrals that you receive, but the types of referrals that you receive. Now, if you've watched this video and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have been sitting on this, I have not been paying attention to this, and you might be thinking, who do I reach out to, and how do I know if this is the right person for me, and how do I start to nurture that relationship, and how do I create the ask? How do I create the ask in a way that's going to be a win-win and not just one-sided? Well, go to the description, click that link, and let's get on a call and we'll strategize the whole thing so that you can turn referrals into a repeatable thing where month after month you're getting incredible clients who love working with you.